Hi guys, this is a quick layout I did today called You Are My Sunshine. It is also for the Pop Off the Page class, so I did one layout yesterday and one layout today. So I started with that picture of my daughter on the beach, and then I pulled out the Pop Off the Page class kit, which is just a bunch of embellishments and a stamp. And there's also some printables, but I haven't picked them up from Staples yet. And then I also have my Summer of '69 kit. So you see some printables there, and you also see there's all the papers that I have left over. I have the Summer of '69 kit and the more pattern paper is the only add-on I got this time. So I just picked out some papers that I thought I'd be wanting to use. And again, I'm pulling out my Cameo mat, and I'm putting 3 tags on it. I've got backup. I wanted to show you that I had backup. And I printed these up. These are cut files that came with the class. I'm taking the Pop Off the Page class at Studio Calico. It's taught by Jen Jockish, and it's awesome. And yeah, so I just pulled those tags off, and it cut perfectly the first time. I was really impressed. I did have some backups in case, because I already had a bunch of those tags before 3 of them came in the class kit. And so this layout is inspired by both Wilna Furstenberg's layout in the first class, and also Rahel Menig, her layout as well. So I kind of took inspiration from both of them. And so I actually lifted almost exactly the title, and so Wilna used the tags and did You Are My Sunshine. I'm doing a bit of a different technique here, which is where I'm putting some washi tape on some plain white cardstock, and then I'm going to pop dot those tags so that the washi tape shows in the holes where the letters are. And I did a last minute switcheroo. Wanted to kind of compare which combination I liked the best, and so I went with the blue. And now I'm just using some of those Stampin' Up! Dimensional adhesive to pop those up. I like Stampin' Up! Dimensional adhesive because they're not as thick as some other brands of foam adhesive, and so they're actually half the thickness of some brands, and so it just gives you a bit of a pop. So now I'm just trimming it out so that cardstock is only behind the letters and not sticking out. And I did kind of go a little bit overboard with the pop dots here, but I didn't want the letters to be sinking in to the layout, and so I wasn't sure once it was in the page protector if that would happen, and so I wanted to make sure I really gave that tag the support it needed. And so I really like that you can see both the shadow from the dimension and also see the pattern from the washi tape underneath. So I'm really pleased with how the tags turned out. And then I'm thinking about using shine. The way Wilna did hers was she put the shine one, oops, sorry about that guys. She put the shine one above the You Are My Sunshine, and I did not do that. So, yeah, and then I knew from the beginning that I wanted that glassine envelope to be kind of open, and that's actually the glassine envelope that the Pop Off the Page kit goodies came in, like all the little knick-knacky things. And so here I'm just layering. I started with a piece of Studio Calico paper, that's the circle paper, and then I took some of my eyelet paper from the from the art store, and then I took a big piece. I have this huge thing of crepe paper, and I layered that on there. And hang on, I missed a layer. There's also some chevrons in there, and those are from October Afternoon. And now I'm putting a piece of that glass bead paper, actually 2 strips of it layered behind all of that. And that's also from the art store. And so I'm just kind of gluing down those layers as I go. And yeah, I think I got all those layers in there. And then I'm just using the flap of the envelope with that washi tape to kind of hold everything together on the side. And it's kind of similar to the treatment that Wilna did in her layout, but it's a little bit different. And so now I'm going to run my sewing machine down that side to hold everything together and also to give another texture. And I'm leaving the tails on my threads. And then I wanted more sewing, and so I just sewed 2 small strips right there on the glassine envelope, just to balance it off. And so now I'm trying to decide, Wilna had her title over there, so I kind of was stuck on the idea of the title being over there, and I didn't really like it. And it wasn't until I tried it there that I realized, yeah, that's what I like for this layout. So that's what I went with. It's funny how once you have something in your head, it's hard to think of anything else, and sometimes that's one of the challenges of being inspired by another person's work, is that you kind of get stuck. But you know, you can always feel free to try doing things a different way, and sometimes, you know, with a different picture and different papers, it just works, you know. And that's how you kind of make it your own, is by adding your own little spin on things. And so I'm pulling from my hobby store sequins again. These are a little gem that I found in the hobby shop, which usually caters to like train people and stuff. Like they have a lot of model trains and stuff, but they have a tiny little section that has other arts and crafts. And they had these really cool sequins. Some of them are clear and some of them are white. And I got 2 sizes of the white ones, but they've got like a iridescent coating on them, so they're really cool. And I tried to just kind of throw them on or drop them on and try not to fuss with where they landed. I did fuss a little bit, though, I have to admit, but I tried not to. Because those are the kinds of things that I could fuss on forever, and the more I fuss about it, the more I hate how it's looking. So I have found that if I'm going to do something like this, I have to just do it and leave it and not think about it. So I mostly go with where things land, and I'm just using glossy accents to hold those on. And I wanted it to kind of look like, I don't know, kind of like those little hearts that are in the photo that are the Bokkeh. You know, it's fake, it's just a filter. But I wanted it to kind of reflect that. So it's a shine stamp that came with the class kit, and I experimented and it fit perfectly on that tag, so I really wanted to use it on the tag as soon as I realized how it filled up the tag so nicely. It's a tab, not a tag. I really wanted to use it on the tab, so there it is. And I used Stampin' Up! Island Indigo ink on that. That's one of my favorite blues. So what am I doing now? I'm just putting away my sequins, and now I'm going to use some of that eyelet trim that also came in the class kit, and I have to tear it a little bit just to like unravel some of the threads a bit, just to make it look not so much like it was cut there. And I thought about using some of those Prima crystals, but I didn't. And so this is the final product. So there you see the layers of mostly neutral paper, lots of layers from the art store and the glassine bag and that sort of thing. There are my sequins from the hobby shop, and you see my sewing there. That eyelet paper is awesome. I really love it, and it rips really nicely. It's a thick cottony paper. I love it. And then that eyelet trim kind of picks up on the eyelet paper, which is awesome. And yeah, I really, really love how that stamp fills up that tab. I've got to do that again with that stamp on those tabs. I've got 2 more tabs left, so. And then there's my title, and I am aware of the fact that there's no green or yellow anywhere else in the layout, but I kind of don't care. I don't always follow those kinds of rules. I kind of like that the title is different than the rest of it. One thing that I wish I had done and planned to do was I planned to spray those tags before I adhered them, before I put the washi tape underneath of them. I was going to mist them in Cameo mist, which would have made them just like a pale pink or almost like a beigey pink. So I do regret not having made those tags be something other than white. I think they look very stark against the rest of the layout. So that's, I guess, my only regret there, that I would have done differently, is I would have treated those tags to some type of a treatment. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.